those things and see how well you can deal with stuff, because either way we have to live in this world, and as long as we breath is blowing, we're gonna have obstacles, we're gonna have hurdles, we're gonna have people who just hate on you for no reason, you're gonna have people who can't tolerate you for a second. Even I'm on YouTube, and I probably have people out there who cannot tolerate me, but they're watching me. What am I gonna do? I can't do nothing about it. I just have to say God for anybody that is out there and they're going through stuff. And sometimes it's not to really say they hate on you, but maybe the stuff that you're talking about can be triggered to somebody else. You know what I mean? And I had to learn that because I do therapy, and I had to learn a lot of these things, that sometimes the things that I might be talking about, depending on the detail of it, it can be triggering for others, because I don't know if, let's say I'm talking about grief, I don't know if anybody had just lost somebody, or recently, or prior to me talking about these things, and then these things can be triggering to others. Cursing can be triggered to somebody. You know what I mean? So we got to be mindful and be respectful of people platform, and when people are on these platforms. I'm encouraging everyone that no matter how mean you are to yourself, don't be mean. Don't be distributing your garbage onto everybody. It's not a nice feeling. You know what I mean? We're not perfect. I'm not saying we're perfect, and I'm not saying I am perfect. But I'm just saying it's not a nice feeling. I want button. Hello. You just eat. No. No, you just eat. No. No, you just eat. No. Doctor say you're getting too big.
Mom, be fat.
No. Yes, family. Sweetie said, I don't want to talk to strangers. Creator cause yes. Take care of your health, my love. We love you, my love. So you just take care, and if you need the break to take time to heal, I support you in whatever you're gonna do, okay? We support you regardless, and I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers.
Am I look like picture?
See, right now I have a big son here who have they say he look like he have ADHD, so he's so hyper and everything. So being in the disability arena is never an easy task, but it's how we're gonna go about things. So everyone on the YouTube area are just on social media. If you don't like what somebody is doing or something, don't leave any mean uncomfortable comment, because you don't know what people are going through. You don't know what their struggles are. You don't know what kind of special needs they have or we have. You don't know what people are going through. So I would best suggest that rather you leave blessing. Amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for this day. You know what I mean? Leave something positive. Uplift somebody day. One word a day can uplift somebody. You know. Just one word. We don't need a whole epistle to be uplift. It's like they say, to God be the glory, and somebody else out there who not talking back with me now, but they could be out there and they're hearing and they say great things he has done. I mean, they finish the sentence because they're out there and they're listening or something. And even if they're not listening, but they're going about their daily business, and somebody say to them out there randomly, how are you today? And the person may say, to God be the glory. And the next answer is, great things he has done. You know what I mean? Yeah. So be up. If we can lend our support, don't try to critique anyone, because be the judge of you. Let God be the judge of us, but you be the judge of you. You know what I mean? Because too many times we pass judgment and don't know what people going through. Like I'm sitting here and I have a terrible headache. You know what I mean? Days days I'm here and I'm holding on, but nobody know. As the songwriter said, nobody knows but Jesus. Glory, hallelujah. I mean, nobody knows.
I'm gonna have this look silly.
Mhm. They say glory, hallelujah. So we always have to say glory, hallelujah, because you don't know what people going through. We all battling, we all struggling some way, one shape, form, or the other. And even with what a lot of things that are going on around the world, somebody's climbing up that alley right now. And the last thing they want is for us to be unkind. Let it go. What? You got one too. This is yours right there. No, the other one.
This one right
Take it out for him, Jay.
You got one too.
Yeah, you got one too.
Okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll make you a backyard.
So don't give up. Don't give up anyone out there.
Alright, yeah, I will
Come
give you
on,
it,
people. You know, learn to do better.
Want it?
You know, learn to do better.
That one? Or
Better in this world, because we're faced with a lot of
I'm gonna
things.
give you this one, okay?
You know, we're faced with a lot of things, and the first thing a lot of us
Here you go.
like to do is criticize somebody else.
Here you go.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
Alright, good. I'm happy. Want paper to write on?
You know, I work in jobs where I see people fighting against other people to lose their job, and I remember the boss. It was somebody very much approachable, and I remember the boss was saying something to me one day about. And I said, "Let me tell you something. You can't fire everybody because everybody said this person need to be fired." I said, if this person is willing to learn, try first before you just take action like that. I know it's a business you're running, but you can't find workers and everything. What are you going to do? Just up and fire the person even though they're struggling? Or you going to find ways to help that person? If that person not gravitating or anything, then you have to make a different shift or something. You know, that means you do what you got to do then. But try before you just say, okay. You know what I mean? Because all people need in this world is a little encouragement, is a little of upliftment. Very good. You're gonna create something. Oh, you got books.
What?
He got a book.
Amazing.
Let me open it for you, Amir. Oh, he can't open it. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? All we need sometimes is little upliftment, you know?
Excuse
You know,
me,
and
Mom.
that's why I try as my best as possible.
Mama,
Yes.
get the one in here.
What?
The one in here.
What?
The one in here.
What is in there? No, I said no. You got two out already. No.
This one?
You go close the other one.
Yeah.
Did you finish your work? You need to put your laptop back. If you finish your work, put it over there. You know, so don't be mean, people. Please don't be mean. Even if you're on somebody's channel, like my channel or any other channel, and they're saying something or you think they're boring or anything, don't even bother to dial the word boring. If you're gonna dial the word boring, just dial out. Just tell yourself if you think that something is boring, is not educational, is not interested, it's not fun, that's not what you're looking for. Instead of dial the word boring, dial the word boring. Just dial out. That means you're done for the day. You know what I mean? You don't have to sit and watch something that you're uncomfortable with and it getting you irritable. You know what I'm saying? Because there's other platforms there that will entertain your mind frame at that moment, at that current moment, or at that, whether I say blessed moment. You know what I mean? So whatever you're looking for to uplift yourself, you know what I mean?
No. You have a toothbrush? No. You have crayon?
Oh, that's so sweet of you, sweetie. That's so sweet.
Oh,
You see, see how way you can find strength in something. So yes, so you work with the things that are working with you, working with the people that are working with you, working with the people who are uplifting you. You know what I mean? Because it's easy for us to deviate quick to the negative, and we all know it. No matter if you're a Christian or anything, somebody might say roast you the wrong way. And the first thing you're ready to do is stop that lesson, stop the information and everything, and dive deep into negativity. But when the information was given or somebody was giving good advice and something, you might just nod your head. You don't even pay no attention. You nod your head to it. But as soon as somebody say, you detour, you look like what they call it, Pepto-Dismal. We all ready to be Pepto-Dismal, quick and fast. And that's why we have to learn to stop in our tracks and learn. You know, it's like this morning. Hey, it's like this morning I was reading the reading book to my son, and it's always about the hare and the turtle. What they call it, I think turtles. And when the hare saw the turtle crawling, he was just sitting there at the tree, relaxing like he was a fine dine restaurant. And he said to the turtle, he said, "What? Look at you looking like crawling so slow." And I remember I bust out laughing at Jaden, and I said, "Jaden, that's all like me cussing you out."
Mama, guess what? I mean, it's nice and give me one of this paper.
Okay, well, you're not going to pull all of them up. You're going to leave them, okay?
Leave what?
Those.
Oh, marker?
Yeah, he using two of them at the same time. And everything. And then, anyway, throughout the process of the book, the turtle, we call him turtle, what they call him in turtles, Tortoise, turtles. I don't remember if a D was in there, but anyway, that's not the point here. And The turtle was going, and then they decided to play a race into the end part of the story. So while they decided to play a race, the hare said, "You," and looking at the turtle, "you ain't gonna win me." That's what the hare said to the turtle. The turtle didn't stop. The turtle didn't let his bad mouth defeated him. The turtle kept going. The hare got tired after running so fast with no strategy. Nothing. He was just kept running. Think he got it all because he was faster and he was quicker. And he had longer strides. So he thought he could make it right there to the end. Halfway through the end, the hare fall asleep. He was so tired he fell asleep. By the time he got up, it was just enough time to watch his friend that he was tearing down before because the turtle was too slow. It was just in time to see that turtle at the finish line tearing that banner away to say, "I won the race." It was just in time. I know you have many different ways of telling the story, huh? About the turtle and this and the that and the that. Hey, Jaden. Whisper. You know what I mean? So there's many ways to do stuff, family. So we just gotta remember the race is not for the swift, but those who can endure. And then you have a lot of people who tearing down everybody. Everybody ain't gonna be you. Everybody ain't gonna be you. And I had to learn that. You know, so whatever you do to build yourself up, that doesn't mean that side whatever you do to build yourself is gonna work for our next person. Even when everybody is networking does not fit everybody criteria. We got to remember these things because I realize that when things work for some people, they think that it must work for everybody. One size does not fit all. Some people work throughout their day, some people got nothing to do. So you got nothing to do, you have enough time to map everybody out and then you can critique them. But instead of you critiquing them, do your job, do what you do best. You know what I mean? One size does not fit all. And we need to get that. Even when you talk about community, one size does not fit all. Everybody community gonna look different. And we must remember those things. Everybody community ain't gonna look the same. So not because you may create a community and you can do everything and people there with you, nodding with you, supporting you, everything. That's your community. Somebody else community could be just there, they're sitting down there by themselves and enjoying life by themselves. And they get a community. Because some people are out there looking for just hear nothing than just sit down. It's like getting paid to do nothing. You just sit down. You know what I mean? So we gotta remember we have different communities in this world. We have different people in this world. One size does not fit all. So being judgmental and harsh because you think you're climbing the ladder don't necessarily mean you don't have to do that. Stay in your lane, do what you can do, and do what you do best. But that's where we go wrong in life. When we're climbing the ladder, now we have all the ammunition to tear somebody else down. You pass somebody, you have all the ammunition to state why you think this is that for you. That's why that is that for you. Yes, you could share why that is that for you. Doesn't mean that is that for the other person or for the next person. We gotta be mindful of how when we stepping up the ladder, we're saying this person not doing this or that person not doing that. Are we judging people? Share what you have done to elevate yourself so that others can emulate you, so they can want to be like him, emulate your approach or your technique, your strategy that you have come upon to use in the latter part of your journey to become successful. You know, but coming and say, "Oh, because you're doing this," we are pointing fingers. You're part of the problem if you can't find a solution. Share how you evolve in a community. Share what you have done to get a community. But just telling me that you got to be a community, that don't make no sense to me. Because everybody are all in a community. Whether you like it or not, everybody is in a community. If a two-person with them, they're in a community. If it was zero persons with you, you're in a community still. You know what I mean? You have your own little community, your own little circle. But when something works for you and you're not sharing it to help others, and just talking about community, that make no sense to me. That is like garbage up on top of garbage. Make something make sense. You know, it's like somebody learns something and they say, okay, I found the secret to become a successful YouTuber. You will want to click on that. But just come and tell somebody, oh, you gotta be in the community, you gotta this, you gotta that. But you're not telling them how did you get in the community? What step did you take to keep your community? How did you go about having this community? What were some of the things you did behind the scene to work on building a community? It's like building a brand. If you're gonna build a brand and you don't have no background knowledge of anything, how are you gonna build it? Nothing can run upon which you haven't been built firmly. You know what I mean? So when we're giving advice to people, be careful how we're giving advice. We don't need to give people advice and tearing them down. We don't need that. People struggle every day in their life, and the last thing they need is for you to tell them, "Oh, don't do this." Oh, it's like yesterday I went to a function and we they talk about budgeting, and the lady that was there sharing some stuff. She was saying that when you're doing budgeting or stuff like that, one lady was sharing that she likes to buy a lot of like soaps, tissues, and stuff like that and put it away. And then the person who had the knowledge of budgeting and all these things, she was saying, well, that is nice, but also at the same time, you don't want to hold it too much of something because that can become also a challenge. You buy too much stuff that you don't really need, you know. And she was saying we also got to learn to look at our wants and needs. They are two different things, because we can want something now but don't need it later. It's like we want a community now, but as soon as we thrive to the next level, then we start to tell the community that get you to the next level that you can't be a part of this and you can't be a part of this no more. Not realizing where you were coming from. So we have to make sure that everything we're gonna do. Hey, I cannot hear myself. Go in your playroom with it. Pick it up. Go in your playroom. You know what I mean? So we have to pick it up. Go in your playroom. Pick it up. Go in the playroom with it. So we have to understand when we talk about a lot of stuff that if we're gonna add to the solution the problem, don't even bother. If you're gonna come out and tell how you get to, even you don't have to give all the ingredients of all of this. It's like KFC main ingredients never been told that. That's what I was told growing up as a child. That the main ingredients of KFC was never being told. You know what I mean? But the little things that they have done to cement everything in to make KFC what it is out there. You know what I mean? But one main ingredient is kept. You know what I mean? So we have to know how we're gonna help people. Are we helping people and tearing them down at the same time? You know, we gotta think of which road are we on. Are we on a road to learn and grow? You gotta remember too. You have a lot of people on YouTube, and even though you see them with a channel, that's easy to farm. Are they excellent readers? Are they good readers?
Are you ready? What's going
on? Do they have the knowledge and understanding to understand a lot of things around them? And you can be educated and still do a lot knowledge in certain areas because that's not your field. That's not your kettle of fish. Here you go. So when we are giving advice or something, be mindful of how we do stuff. Not because you think you have the blade and this person over here is just going like the turtle. Doesn't mean the turtle not gonna figure it out. The turtle would figure it out. Is it gonna take the young man go? Amir, get up. Doesn't mean the turtle is not gonna figure it out. It's just a matter of time and it's a matter of when. When is very important. The matter of time and it's when. And how. And where and what. So finding out something and figuring out something, share your knowledge. You know, it's so easy to find more answers to be negative than to find answers to be positive. It's easier for somebody to say, look at you. Who are you talking to? You look like this. But if you were supposed to find three good qualities in that person, you stutter. You're hidden now. You're lost. You're thinking because you can't roll off three good qualities of somebody because you know why? You look at that person more in a negative light than how you look at that person in a positive light. And that's what's wrong with this country. That's what not well, not just this country, this world. That's what's wrong with the world. We tend to look more into what is more negative than what is more positive. And it's easier to find more negative than positive. And we can clearly see what is going on. It is easier to have a whole bunch of one, two, three, four, five, six going down the line to find negative things to say about somebody than to say positive things about somebody. You know why? Because you're afraid to tell somebody. When they said you're afraid to give somebody their flowers, me, I'm going to say, because you are afraid to see somebody dim your shine. Let me tell you something. Everybody got their own shine. And when we dim, we ain't gonna be here no more. So when you worried about somebody gonna dim your shine or flop you or anything, you're gonna be flopped if God wanted to be flopped. You're gonna be flopped if you're not doing something correct. But coming out and building a foundation upon negativity and say like this person this person that. Yeah, we all say this person this and this person that. But some of us say it one too many. It's like throwing words and throwing shade at people. Cut that out. And then some of us saw, but we're a child of God. Throwing darts at people. You don't know what people going through. Throwing shades at people. You don't know what people going through. I'm sitting here looking like Elmo right now, about to fall out. And I must just get up and just throw shade. No. And being negative and mean ain't going to get us nowhere. Soon all that will be gone. I go through college. And when I was going through college, all the girls that was there with me, as much as we had our uniqueness and with differences and everything, they will always say one thing I love with you. And I'm not lying. Anybody know me that went to college with me, they know who I am. And they say one thing I love with this girl, when she find out any information, because we all out there, some of us on scholarship, some of us weren't, some of us mothers and father was working day in day out to make sure their children get a college degree or a college qualification. And they say, one thing I love with you, when you find any information out that can help benefit this whole classroom, you are going to make it known. Because you know what? Selfish people, when you're selfish, you hit things. Me, no. If I understand something I have enough knowledge to explain it to you, I am going to. I remember there was days in college where we get coursework and they're like, I don't know what to do. And I'm coming in, they say, thank God you're here. They call me by my last name. Thank God you're here. And I'm like, me, I always have a little mouth in me. Why you mean thank God I'm here? I'm going back home. And I used to literally leave my home and go over to this campus to go on the dorm in the what they call it, the lounge area, to go there and hang out with the girls so we all could do some work together and we each help each other. I remember the first year in college when I went there. There was this young lady in my classroom, and the teacher at the time was sick. There was just giving us a rundown of social study at the time because we had to learn social studies. And she was saying, well, social studies in the last years or so was the rate of passing was very low, was very low. And I remember when the teacher said, out of that year that was before us, I think it was like three or so person pass or two. I think either two or three out of I think 32 kids that in adults that was in that class pass that year. If I aim, I'm not I don't remember, but it was somewhere in between there, somewhere in there. And she was educating us on how to. She said they had some books that is gonna be needed.
I noodle.
Didn't you just eat?
No.
Anyway, I'll be there because the doctor said not to give you too much things. And she said there's two books that I'm gonna encourage you guys to buy. The years before they said they're not gonna buy it because blah blah blah. I don't have no this and whatever and everything. And I remember while we were there, and we are having a discussion and everything, and about failure. Man, we're freshmen in college. So when we hear little things of failure, the rate of passing as opposed to failures, that can put a damp into your spirit as to say, wow, that means it's really tough. No, you're not thinking about the positive now. What is happening? You made it up here? No, you're not thinking about the positive because of what? You heard that the rate of failure is higher than the rate of success. So now you're no longer thinking about over this side here. You're thinking more over here because the rate over here is higher because you have a higher failing rate. Huh? And she was talking and talking, and I said, well, how do they place your information on the board to know if you fail? And they said they put your ID. You had an ID when you're in college, an ID number, and your name would be there. They go by your ID number, not your name. I think your ID number, and you find it through your ID number. And say when you fail, what would be there? They said the letter F. So me now with my mouth at it said, well, it's not the only F gonna be in the world, and we're not gonna be the first nor the last to get the letter F. And everybody looked at me and was so laughing. And then something else was said. And I remember one of the girl in there stand up and she passed her remarks. And we almost got into it. Because I had to let her know. I said, listen, lady, I don't come here to fail.
Hey, Mom, you like my building?
She's telling us the passing rate is guiding us to let us know that we don't need to make that same error. What we need to do is bottle down. She was encouraging us to bottle down, and I said something pertaining to grade or whatever, and she was saying, well, you can do that, I'm not going to do that or whatever. I think I was encouraging everybody to go get the book or whatever. And let me tell you something. When the day come for that exam, I think it was how many of us passed out of 14 of us? 3 of us. And the ones who passed was the one who me and them work together and go down by the field every day and work to achieve that goal. You seek help when you don't know how. Tearing down somebody because you know how ain't gonna even make you successful either. Because you're not doing nothing to help. You only just I am pointing out the problem, but there is no solution. You're still the problem. You're part of the problem. It's like somebody tell you can't put nothing here, but they have to tell you why. Every time you talk to a child now, you say, go sit over there, and they say, why? Don't you see they ask you why? Because when you say you can't sit here, go sit over there, they want to know why. Because they're trying to say if you ain't had no solution for them. So even a little kid through their little words, you can see the solution. They're asking for solution themselves. Can we just tell them, go over there and sit? Yes. We just tell them, go over there and sit. They don't know why they need to go over there and sit. They don't know if it was danger over this side. And that's why you see we have a lot of curious George running around. Because when you tell them something and you don't give them proper guidance and instruction, they're going to go find it out for themselves. And it's just an unfortunate situation that some of the ways they find things out is challenging. It can be tough. And then you can learn a tough lesson from it too. You know what I mean? Because you didn't properly explain things or come up with a solution as to what. Yeah. Oof, I gotta go. I'm not feeling it. But family, I don't want you guys to. I gotta leave. Ooh,
What's that, Mama?
I'm not feeling. Ooh, 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 Anyway, family, I'm gonna leave, but I want to say this to you guys. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you for everyone who stopped by. I go check Sweetie out a little more. Creators Corner, check you out. Thank you so much, Creators Corner, and to everybody that was here. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Izira Scott, thank you. I gotta check you guys. Ooh,
Oh, what happened?
Izira Scott, I gotta check you out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let me put Izira Scott up here.
Mama,
Yes,
can I have the iPhone, please?
it's on charge, I think. Go around here and get it. It's on charge. Let me put Izira Scott over here and then leave. Ooh, but I'm telling you. Ooh, 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 ooh.
That's it. I want the previous kids to be.
All right, so Izira, I got you in the background. I check the others out. For everybody that was here, thank you so much. I'll check Sweetie out. I'll check Sweetie out. Sweetie was the only one. I already checked Creators Corner. Okay. Yes. So to everybody that's going through stuff, don't give up. Don't let the world drain you more than how you are drained. You're drained enough already. Don't consume things that you don't want to be consumed. Even if I'm here and I'm talking something and you don't want to consume it, don't consume it. And all content creators out there, you're doing your content, you're building your community. Share how you're building your community. Don't talk because somebody is not supporting communities or everything. Community is not for everybody. It's just like going to group sessions. It's not for everybody. Some people go out by themselves. Why? Because they don't want to be in the crowd. That's fine. Some of us use the moderator way of help everybody to connect, encourage each other. Some people will not do it. What are we going to do? But they're still having their community in different ways. You know what I mean? So everything is not going to work for everybody because it's work for you. So we have to bear that in mind. And if you're going to say you're a community, be a community of honesty. Be a community that show loyalty to people. Be a community that stand up for rights, justice, and all these things. Be a community that uplift people. Don't tear them down. If you're gonna be a community, you can't serve two masters and mammon. You gotta be a community that is not only talking the talk, but walking the walk. We gotta remember that. So many times we have community everywhere. Right now, I got a community here, my little, so one here, one over there. And even when we're not on the same page all the time, we will never be on the same page all the time. We're human beings. But it's what we're gonna do with our life. Outside of community is gonna make us separate and apart from what we need to do. And people we need to have a mind of our own. You know, lean not unto thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him so he can direct our path. All right? Remember that. And that's the biggest community you can have it with God. Everything else could fall under. Okay. Until then, have a blessed day. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate all of you. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.